Good evening and welcome to Realty Coffee Talk on Awaz Entertainment in Canada, around the globe. My name is Tahir I. Qureshi. I'm your host. Tonight we will talk about multiple offers and market update. As you know, the market has increased sale since the province of Ontario entered into phase 3. There were 50% over year increase in GTA of detached home. There is a 66.8% increase on semi-detached year over year from last August to this August. Townhome, 45.8% increase from last August to this August. And condo apartment increased sale 10.9% from last August to this August. So you can see how the real estate has come back and we have tremendous sales. In terms of average price for detached home has increased 19.9%. This data is based on Toronto Regional Real Estate Board data available on publicly to everyone. Semi-detached home prices average increase 18% in 416 and 905 area. Townhome, 16.1% year over year increase in GTA. And condo apartment, 9.5% in 905 and 416 area. There was tremendous jump in sales, like I said. Last August, 7,682 sales were reported by Toronto Regional Real Estate Board. This August 2020, 10,775 sales, which is 40.3% increased sales from last August to this August. New listing has also increased now 56.8%. And this active listing has also increased now 5%. That means more properties are now coming as well as sale is increasing. So properties are not staying in the market long. It used to, a listing day on market was 25 days, now is 17 days. That means as it comes available, it moves out very quickly. And property days on the market used to be 36 days in 2019 and now is 24. If you have any questions about the statistic and you want to talk about it, you can call me. My name is Tahir I. Qureshi. I'm a president of City Pro Realty Inc. brokerage. And you can reach me at 905-785-9923 or my mobile 416-451-3489. You are viewers watching Awaz Entertainment, Realty Coffee Talk on Awaz Entertainment. Now we're going to come and talk about multiple offers. As I mentioned in my previous Realty Coffee Talk, that the average price range for detached home or semi-detached home has increased. Now in 905, semi-detached average is 785,000. So you can see people who are moving into this category are where the competition is, where the bidding is taking place between 650 to 750, 800,000. This is where the market is very hot and there are multiple offers being placed and That is the topic of the today. So when we talk about multiple offers, we have to understand what really multiple offer is, because there is a multiple representation and there is a multiple offer. So I briefly say we will make another topic another day about multiple representation. That means one brokerage is representing the buyer and seller, and depending on the both are client, or one is client, one is customer. In one of our future program, we'll explain the multiple representation. Now we talk about multiple offers. When multiple offer happens, when a number of buyers decide to put an offer on a single property at the same time, is called multiple offers. That means you have one listing by a listing broker, and then you have various buyers looking for the property. So there are three things involved. One is the buyer representation, where you are working with a realtor who is preparing the offer for you. Second is the listing brokerage, where is represented by seller representative who is receiving the offers. And number three is the protocol, how the offer are received and processed and presented to the seller. So let's talk about a property representing the buyer. Buyer, when putting a property, they have chosen a property because of a location, because of size, lot size, amenities available, close to the family and friends, close to place of worship, conveniently located, newer construction, lots of upgrades, good lot, many factors. And those factors, keeping in mind the needs of the buyer, if it meets all those requirements, your realtor prepares an offer and submit to the listing brokerage. The question will come, what work has been done in order for you to participate in a multiple offer? You always follow the logic. First of all, you must be well prepared to put an offer. You speak to your realtor to make sure there is a comparative market analysis done, so you know the value or estimate value of the property before you are entering into the bidding war. You always follow the logical path to make sure you are not overpaying when you are putting an offer. So when you are preparing an offer, you have a CMA, you have understanding of what the value of the property is, and you create a strategy, how much can you go up and below at the price that you decide to put offer. The offer is the responsibility of the buyer. Buyer has to get the mortgage approval. They must have saving. They have already developed their strategic plan with realtors and the mortgage broker or the lender, what is your ceilings are. You should never exceed your ceiling, because you may end up in a financial problem or your inability to close the deal. What type of conditions that you plan to put in the offer? This is the buyer's point of view. So we have to see, can you live? Do you need a mortgage condition? Do you need an inspection condition? If this is a rural property, you might have a septic tank. You might have a water well. What is the flow of the water well? Is this septic tank environmental friendly? That means it's been certified and is functioning properly. And or there is some improvement you have to make to the house to make it livable according to what you want to do. So there is a cost associated with it. You also have to have a saving, because when you are entering into a multiple representation, we will talk about the seller's point of view in after this discussion. You have to have a closing cost for you. You have to have inspection cost for you. If you are using a mortgage broker, you might have to pay mortgage fee, inspection fee, appraisal fee. These are the all part and parcel of putting together an offer and when you are jumping into a war. So you have developed all this. What type of conditions that you want to use it? Because when you are a multiple, competing with the multiple offers, the seller have a right and ability to automatically get a very best price with the best condition that people can afford. And if someone give a good price, unconditional, and the conditions, especially the closing date, is very convenient for the seller will go with that. So we're going to go step by step. We talk about the buyer. So when you are preparing, the most important thing for the buyer will be put a good deposit that has an impact, that shows a good faith. That means you are prepared to buy this property and you're putting a good deposit. By putting a deposit, you demonstrated that you have the ability to close the deal. And also to assure the seller in your proposal that you are pre-qualified. Any evidence that you want to provide that you have approval for the mortgage and you are going to get easily approval. Unless you already have approval, and then you may consider removing the condition. And as you know, we use a form 127 where you decide not to put a condition, then you have to certify that I am one who is directing a real estate professional not to put this condition. Basically, if you need that property that you are competing, you have to make sure that you are well prepared. And also the convenience of moving. This is very, very important for a seller. If they specify a date on MLS to close a deal, this is very important. If they exclude things in the listing, you have to pay attention to that to make sure that maybe there are good valuable things they want to remove and replace with a cheaper one. You are considering those costs. This is very important. And also make a short list of minimum conditions that you want to put in to make sure your offer looks good, because this is very, very important. So you have price, you have a condition, you have a completion date. And those conditions could vary depending on your circumstances. Sometimes you require legal review, because if you're buying a condo unit, there's a status certificate required that needs to be reviewed by the lawyer. Or you're doing a private deal, that you need to get the lawyer to review it as a condition for your sale. This is important. You have to feel comfortable about the condition that you are putting in in your offer. So when you have determined, you have established a threshold, and you have what is the minimum offer plan to do or maximum offer that you can do. Beyond that, you should not go. Because if you have a gap between the price that you put in the offer and the price that you sell, and bank will do the appraisal, and that appraisal may varies. Because if you are competing in emotionally charged and you love the property, you may end up paying more money for your property, and the bank will do appraisal and they will not give you that money that you paid in a competition of bidding. So you must have a contingency funds available to you in which you are able to compensate, because there will be a gap between the approved mortgage and appraised value. Remember that lenders are very conservative. We are in a high-risk environment where that coronavirus has impacted our ability. and construction was delayed. So supply and demand is an issue. Right now we are kind of going through seller's market because buyers are going above the list price. Also, when you create CMA, your realtor can determine whether the asking price is the real market value or it has been established to create a multiple offer situation. Remember, the seller principal is the seller who has directed listing brokerage to list the property and follow. There are directive forms where they give us direction how the seller will receive the offers and how the offer will be presented. Again, we're going to go back and say when you are participating in a multiple offer, there are obligations on the part of the listing brokerage. We all follow Real Estate Business Broker Act and also TRESA, Trust in Real Estate Services Act, which changes are coming to REBA, which was approved recently in 2019. So when you are fully prepared and you are ready to participate in a bidding war, your bidding war needs to avoid it. My suggestion to you is that when everybody is focused on particular property, you focus on the property that is not having this multiple bidding war situation. But this happens. That participation in the bidding war doesn't mean that you have to go way beyond to get put the higher price. You have to follow the logic. Is this the right value for my property? Your realtor can suggest you create a CMA, you have understanding, you know the size, you know the square footage, you know the land, you know there is finished basement, is it legal or not legal, you understand the whole challenges. You know there's the windows need to be replaced, door need to be replaced, roof needs to be replaced, granite counter need to be changed, cabinet has to be changed, bathroom needs to be upgraded. These are all considerations that you have to consider when you're putting an offer, and when you put an offer, you are really now tying your hand for a period of time. Mostly cases when a property is listed, the seller will direct the listing brokerage to have a specific date and time. We get in writing from the seller to make sure that we are asking to register the offer. There is a form, REA form, we all use a form 801 that we use, that certifies to us that there is an offer. So when there is an offer registration, you notice that mostly realtors know that, we get notification that how many offer has been listed on the property where the buyer has chosen to put an offer. So you are now prepared, you are actively participating in a property that you like it meets all your needs and it has your budget and you have certain threshold and you actively sign the listing. According to Real Estate Business Broker Act guidelines, the offer has to be signed. You don't need to transmit the offer if the buyer instructs you to submit through do the presentation. Because of COVID-19, we are all using electronic method. It goes to the listing agent or the real estate broker or real estate salesperson. Now, in some brokerage, we have a broker of record get involved with it because there are lots of offers coming and provide guidance to the people. Each one has his own protocol. Now you have submitted offers and you pretend that you have 10 offers. It gone to the seller now. What is happening with your offer? So now let's go to where the seller's at. When seller receives the offer, he or she will get excited because there is a competition and you are expected that price will go above the asking price. Now, How accurate is the list price depends on how it is being tailored. Is it to invite multiple offers, or it is calculated reasonably to go with the market and based on the most recent properties and done an adjustment and you put the price. Sometimes this happens that if you list low and there is no offer comes in the market, then you are able to bargain that because there is no offer registered. That means people are not interested. Because MLS system that goes to the public is realtor.ca. We have millions and millions of people watching the listing across the globe. So there's a risk involved. And this is the decision of the seller. Now, when seller receives these offers and the time is set, first is to receive from all realtors, and then you meet personally or one by one electronically. We're using Zoom mechanism to present to the seller. So seller is looking a couple of things. Number one, what is the best price I got? So they're getting a top dollar for their property. Number two, who has the highest deposit? Because it gives them a level of comfort that buyer has good intentions, it demonstrates good faith. Number three, they look at who has the less conditions. That means firm deal, there is no condition. That means buyer has already secured financing or they don't need financing, they're paying cash for that. Number three, completion date. How close they are coming to my completion date that the seller has given to listing brokerage on MLS that you see. So these are the four very important significant. So now you are waiting outside, seller, agent or salesperson or broker is presenting those offers, line by line, those offers. Now this, before I go further, I want to point out something. As I mentioned to you, all brokerage, Real Estate Business Broker Act, all brokerage are licensed to practice. You can be a self-employed, you can be a partner, or you can be a corporation. City Pro Realty Inc., my brokerage is a corporation. I'm the principal broker. I'm a complying officer. My goal is to make sure all employees who are working with City Pro are complying with REBA and TRISA. So protocols are set up how to deal with the multiple offers, just to make sure that a fair opportunity is offered to everyone. So now, as I mentioned to you, when you are registering an offer, we register offer, we call the listing agent, we call their office, we say we are registering an offer on behalf of the buyer. So the seller, a real estate professional, will ask you, please send me form 801. 801 is a certification that I have a valid offer signed at this time, transmitted to the listing broker at this time. So when they have 10 offers, they have the obligation to notify all realtors that we have 10 offers. And based on that, they tell them, okay, I will need maybe 1-2 hours to do presentation to go through all the offers with the seller. So this form was established to ensure that if a realtor accidentally or intentionally or unintentionally notify the buyer agent that we have multiple offers where they don't exist, then the buyer has a recourse to request to Real Estate Council of Ontario to verify that is there 10 offers or not. Because to maintain the integrity and protecting consumer. So the form URIA created form 801 for us to document that. So each time an offer is presented, that form is filled out. Say this form was received by the seller this time, offer, accepted, rejected, or counter. So this protocol is followed, and then is most likely sometime the broker of record, or if it's a team of people who have listed together will sit down and go through those offers, create the notes, and then those present them to seller, and then they share the information. So one seller is only interested who has the best price, minimum condition or no condition, and it close to my completion date, because seller may be moving out or buying another property, retiring, downsizing. So that date is very critical for the seller and is consideration for them. And once they have chosen a contractor, so seller has three rights. Number one, reject all offers. Number two, counter one offer or all offers, or accept the best offer. At that stage, it takes about maybe 1 to 2 hours after the offer has been submitted. And now they create a small summary and document that, and that Form 801 is completed, accepted, and they have professional obligation to notify all realtors that your offer has not been accepted. Thank you for submitting an offer. And once it's updated, most likely you will get a firm deal. You see once the buyer provide the deposit, the MLS is updated, and your realtor will go on MLS with Ortus or with Toronto Regional Real Estate Board TRAB and tell you exactly what price it was sold. It's only sold firm are reported. This is very, very important to understand the process. So this is where the seller control the process. Seller is the one who's dictating the listing brokerage to submit the offer. All real estate professionals, brokerage, we follow REBA, Real Estate Business Broker Act 2002, and Teresa, Trust in Real Estate Services Act of 2019. So there is a protocol, there is a regime, there is a regulator who ordered them inspect our real estate brokerage trade record sheets. They ordered them. They always order 2 years of record. What transaction has taken place, how it was done, is it properly documented? If you feel as a consumer that there was some unfair treatment by any of those professionals involved, you can visit reco.on.ca. Real Estate Council of Ontario, they are the regulator, they are regulating real estate industry in the province of Ontario on behalf of the Ontario government. You can call there, you can go search Google, or you can go to website recoon.ca and you can complain. Very simple, because this is the agency, regulator, that is focused on providing education for registration of real estate professional, then compliance regime to make sure after registration is done, they are compliant with regulation. And then is consumer protection program. We will talk about the deposit protection under REBA. When you give deposit and how much deposit is protected, and we will include that in the next program. So now so you understand the process, how it is happening. The multiple offers doesn't mean that you overpay the price. Only thing is, is that there are a lot more interest in the property. Could be two reasons: if it is underlisted to solicit the competition, or is in a high demand area, or someone prefer that have the property, they are financially strong, they feel the market rate, as I mentioned to you, detached home 19.9% from August to this August in GTA. The Mississauga was a detached home, 18.5 in 905 area increase in price in detached home year over year, and 21.4% in GTA 416. So obviously the buyer who like to have a specific property is willing to pay more money for the property. So it's very, very important for you to know that how the value have increased over the years. I was looking for a chart, and the July to month over month, our change, adjusted sales and average price, 10.5 from July to 2020 to August 2020, 10.5 price change of price, average price, sales. 10.5 was a sale change, and the price was increased 2.5% from July to August 2020. So you can see that price is going up and up. So this is very, very important. So we're going to take a small, short break, and we'll come back and we continue our discussion about buyer's perspective, because right now we talk about seller's market, where buyer is competing with multiple offers. So what will happen if this is a buyer's market? We'll talk about that. We'll take a short break. You are watching Realty Coffee Talk on Awaz Entertainment.
कनाडा की आवाज, पाकिस्तान की आवाज।
देखें और रहें बाखबर।
सियासत हो या खेल का मैदान, मईशियत हो या इंसाफ का फौदान,
दुनिया जहां की खबरें और तबसरे
देखिए आपके अपने चैनल आवाज न्यूज पर,
सिर्फ आपके अपने चैनल आवाज न्यूज पे।
वालेकुम अस्सलाम।
मम्मा मुझे बहुत भूख लगी है। पुलाव।
सारा काम हो गया बाजी। अच्छा ये अब्बा के लिए लेती हुई जाओ।
इसकी क्या जरूरत है बाजी?
अब्बा बीमार है ना, पकाने पर नहीं उन पर ध्यान दो।
आपने उनको दे दिया, हमारे लिए क्यों नहीं बचाया?
इधर आओ। पता है, जो हम दे देते हैं वही तो हमारे लिए बचता है, बाकी सब तो खर्च हो जाता है।
जो देकर बचाने का गुर जाने वही तो है जो रिस्क को जजा माने। चखो नेमतों का मजा, जजा फूड्स बाय जुनेद जमशेद।
Welcome to Realty Coffee Talk on Awaz Entertainment in Canada, around the globe. My name is Tahir I. Qureshi. I'm your host. We were talking about sellers' multiple offer. We have gone through the process of educating you how it works so you can have appreciation for your real estate professional who work day and night to help you to buy your dream home. There's a lot of paperwork, a lot of research, a lot of education in order to help you to make a decision. Decision buying, participating in a bidding war is yours to make. How good you are prepared to participate, it depends on your preparation and your team that you have hired to help you. Now we talk about multiple offer in buyer's market. It has to do with the supply and demand. If you have a short supply of listing, you have multiple offers because sellers, less and less property is available and there are more and more buyers buying the property. In a buyer's market where you have a lot of choices, lots of property available to a buyer, in most cases you will not be paying the list price. You will be negotiating aggressively for a better deal. Because when sellers, there are lots of supply in the area, you will have a lot of choices. Before you even involve in buying or under this multiple situation, you make sure that you have sold your property. Because once you have sold the property and you have a specific amount or equity that is coming from your home, you are in a position to make a decision better. Because if you put a conditional offer and competing in a multiple situation, even though they're not paying the full asking price, you will be less considered. Because there is a need of clarity for you what that escape clause is regarding selling a buyer's home. Escape clause is ability of the buyer to buy a property subject to sale of the house, their own house, and also to be fair with the seller, to give them the opportunity to continue to sell the property if they like your price. And if they have found another buyer whose conditions are better than what they have agreed with you, they will be able to give you a notice to remove your conditions, back out from the deal, or from the deal. So that is what we call escape clause. So if you are competing in a buyer's market and you put too many conditions, it will not be more attractive to the seller, even though seller is desperate to sell the property because there are so many properties in the market. As you know, during coronavirus, 600,000 mortgages, people defer the payment because of coronavirus impact on real estate. How many of you have gotten the job or continue to afford that luxury home that you bought. You may be selling it. So the impact could be coming or is going to begin in the near future. Our economy is showing good sign. Real estate is not showing any sign of slowness based on the most recent update. Now I'm going to share with you more information about the average price in 905 and 416 area before we continue. So there were 1,099 detached homes sold in 416. There were 4,330 houses were sold in 905 area, a total of 5,429 total sold. The average price of a detached home in 416 is $1,505,100, a detached home. And 905 was a $1,088,559, an average of $1.172 million for a detached home in GTA. Semi-detached, there was 337 GTA, semi was sold in GTA, 416, and 727 in 905 area. A total of 1,064 semi-detached was sold. Average price of semi-detached is $1,166,226 in 416 area, and 905 area is $784,951. This is specific to 905. 905 has a Mississauga, you have Milton, you have some part of the Oakville maybe, some part of Brampton. Townhome, 374 townhomes sold, 1,501 sold in 905, a total of 1,875 sold. Average price of townhome is $834,222 in 416. And in 905 area is $719,667. Condo apartment, 1,536 was sold in 416 area, 750 sold in 905 area, and average price of a condo unit is $673,174 in 416 area, and 905 area is $540,491. This is 905 area. So you can see the trend. I gave you a figure before that prices are going up. Average price is going up. So you have to make a decision when to upgrade. Most household will have 1 or 2% annual increase in prices in their pay salary, whereas market value prices is jumping very high. So if there was an increase of 2.9 from July to August, 2.6. So this is just a 1 month change. And you can imagine the change from last year to this year, average price has changed tremendously. So this is very, very important. Let's go back now. What is important to the seller? If seller is selling a property, they have spent their life in their home, and if you buyer is putting an offer on the property, you appreciate what they have done. By recognizing the value of the property and articulately prepared your offer so it's attractive, coincide with things to avoid multiple counter back and forth. You run the risk of losing a property if you go too low and you know this is a multiple offer. So this is why you will demand from your real estate professional to create a CMA. So as you know, every single minute the prices are changing because more properties are selling, and there are various ways real estate professionals have access to information to look at the private sale on the street, in the neighborhood. They can check with the MPAC, they can check Geo Warehouse, and other means, MLS system, Toronto Regional Real Estate Board, Ortis, multiple sources to collect the information and analyze it. So when you are putting an offer, when you know the seller has to sell it because they're excess property and buyer have choices, if you have done your homework right, you put a good calculated reasonable offer, put less and less condition, it's very likely you will be able to secure that property or your dream home. Again, having a multiple offer is an opportunity. You just do not walk away from a property that you like, you prefer to have, that meets your all needs. The most important thing is the value. How it is determined, what is the best price to put an offer, so it becomes a happy matter for buyer and seller, and you are able to achieve success. All offers are handled professionally by listing brokerage. They are strictly following the REBA guidelines that governs and regulate real estate profession in the province of Ontario. So you are in good hands. If you have any questions about how these offers are dealt with, if you have any questions about real estate, you can call me directly, or my number is 905-785-9923. My direct number is 416-451-3489. My name is Tahir Qureshi. I'm a fellow of Real Estate Institute of Canada. I'm a broker of record for City Pro Realty Inc. My passion is real estate, and your success is my priority. You are watching Realty Coffee Talk on Awaz Entertainment in Canada and around the globe. If you are a builder, or you're a realtor, you're a mortgage broker, you're a contractor, you are a developer, if you wish to advertise on Awaz Entertainment, please contact our number on the screen, and we have 3.7 million viewers a month on Awaz Entertainment, LPTV 580, Facebook, social media. You can also go to realtycoffeetalk.com and you can watch this episode. Again, on behalf of Awaz Entertainment and Realty Coffee Talk, it's my pleasure to be your host tonight, and I hope this program has helped you. If you have any question, you can go to Facebook, YouTube, or Awaz Entertainment website and put your comment. Any question you have, you can reach out to me directly. Thank you for watching. We'll look forward to see you on next Thursday at 7 p.m. Thank you very much. Have a good day. May God bless you all. May God bless Canada. Thank you.
नमस्कार।